Hi, my name is Ed Chang, and I'm the head of Integrated Studies and Digital Innovation at CIS in the primary school. And it's actually been an amazing journey for the past few years with the wealth of learning that we as a school have gotten from these partnerships. And thank you for this opportunity today for me to provide an overview of our learning and implementation practices at Chinese International School. Next slide, please. So in reflection with our experiences the past few years through all of this, we used the MIT's Latin motto, mens at manus, meaning mind and hand, to help guide our practice when thinking about teaching and learning, especially with the flow of ideas about science education. So from within that, we combined that with our own culture at CIS by discussing that everyone can learn, mistakes are valuable, questions are important, learning is about creativity and making sense, learning is about connections and communicating, learning is more than performing, and depth is more important than speed. So to kind of encapsulate all those ideas, you see here, we focus on three: learn by doing, valuing mistakes, and cultivating collaboration. Next slide, please. So with the idea about collaboration and learn by doing, in the primary section first, we gathered these ideas and started implementing and sprinkling it across our curriculum wherever we can. So even from our littlest kids, they learn the idea and the concepts of coding, the collaboration, and working together. And one of the big wow factors for us when we first started was using Scratch. Even though we've had Scratch, by going to JWell and learning through MIT, we had a deeper understanding, and now we're trying to articulate it more from our primary to our secondary side. Next slide, please. And also a little bit more about our primary is that we honor and value that students construct their own learning. So we've incorporated more tinkering within our program. And for example, I remember our first year, like almost 3 years ago at JWell, if you see on the right-hand side, that was created by our year 2 students, where they're learning about the joints and the bones of the human body. And because of our experience there, the ideas for the following year, it's like, hey, let's do more hands-on and have our children really understand the process of how joints move. So that's just an example of how something can flourish just from an idea. Other ideas was when we had our the STEAM camp here at CIS, and we had the stream tables. For those who were here, you remember all that water everywhere. But that experience in the end really sparked interest and ideas for other projects where we included stream tables within. For example, in year 3, they study water, and in year 5, we study how our Earth changes. And those little ideas sparked great innovation and great learning for our students. And then it continued into our year 6 with the tinkering making run by individual teachers. Next slide, please. So with that, in our secondary, they've also done quite a bit over the last few years that allow the students to follow the mind and hand MIT spirit. And some of the highlights here are our year 9 project-based learning, where students are off traditional timetables for a whole year and instead pursue projects of their choosing with the support of the team of teachers. In year 10, as part of our Hangzhou project-based learning, it's very similar, but it's held in China. And then we also started incorporating a number of CCAs that help students apply entrepreneurial skills. For example, part of the CBS Venture for All competition, our school has won that twice. And that competition is a global competition hosted by Columbia's Business School. And the goal is to encourage young talents to stand up from pure imagination and speak out innovation ideas and business. So it stemmed from what we learned with the partnerships that we have here to even something even more global and giving our students the opportunity to pursue. And in secondary, our computer science department holds a yearly startup competition as part of a curriculum in year 12. And one of those competitions was, as you see here, is posted in our Young Post article, 4 students from our school created an app to help other children with special needs during the city lockdown last year. So again, introducing these ideas to our staff really transferred into our students and gave them the passion to move forward. And our secondary students also organize a Minecraft competition for our primary students. And then a number of units in our computer science now and product design and science have been redone with inspiration from the Bio, Builder, and Maker Ed workshops. Next slide, please. So to conclude at CIS, we are strategically taking the elements of what we have learned through our experiences with MIT, our partner schools, and CEL, and we really want to embark on a journey to make the learning authentic and purposeful and really connect it all. I also want to emphasize that no change happens fast. Like, we've been doing this for a couple of years, and we think thoroughly of how it will impact the student learning and what we would need to do to really make it happen to create a sustainable program. And so our future aspirations for Chinese international schools are to really connect our primary and secondary more with our articulation process, such as coding like Scratch, where now our Chinese teachers can use this as a lens to extend Chinese learning. And that was the thought. So it's not about the coding. We're using the tool to teach the language instead. And also by bringing our experts, and in this case, we're using our secondary students to work with primary, such as experiential experiences during our pre-planning of a STEAM week at our school for the following year in 2021-22. And these experiences really connect our already taught curriculum in primary and secondary. So thank you, CEL, for making this all happen. And thank you for this time for letting me share.